There's a narrative saying that really now development should be starting, the conflict has been ongoing for a few years, the emergency is over. Well, no, the emergency is not over. People are still there, completely reliable to humanitarian assistance because there is no service delivered otherwise. People are still dying without having access to secondary health care. For example, pregnant woman who needs a C-section cannot always access facility who can deliver the C-section. You have violence affecting the population who live in fear and who are repeatedly required to move in order to look for their safety. You have endemic cholera, you have malnutrition during the lean season, you have several different outbreaks. All these factors lead me to say that really the emergency in Bornu is definitely not over, and it's still a crisis that requires a humanitarian response. Well, their future is not bright, you know. They've been living in this situation for several years, and unfortunately we see no improvement in their situation. They still have to live without access to any kind of substantial services. So this is really a protracted crisis, and it's a question of every day for them. What is my future going to be like? One of the main challenges, of course, is the insecurity in Bornu. There is a lot of areas where we cannot access because it's not safe enough. It's considered about 800,000 to 900,000 people are in area where nobody has access. What is complicated in this context is that you constantly have to weigh the balance between the risk and the benefit. So what is the exposure of your team in a place that is potentially a target for an attack? But what is the impact if you're not there for the population? When we have to leave a place because of the insecurity, that means that the people who remain there have actually no access to any kind of assistance anymore, whether it is for food, whether it is for health, for shelter, for water, sanitation, etc. So it's a day-to-day reflection and analysis on whether you agree to send your team to deliver a service that you know is needed by the population.